USA.
Good evening, I'm Brian Latham.
And I'm Tambry Lane. Thanks for joining GTN News tonight. A bunch of cars broken into during an overnight crime spree. That's our big story tonight.
14 cars were broken into southwest Gainesville all in one night, and police say the crimes are related. GTN's Vinicius Toussaint tells us investigators are still looking for the burglars, and people in the area are getting concerned.
Lock your doors and hide your valuables, or your car could look like this.
Of course, that's something to be concerned about. It's scary.
It makes me feel insecure. Anybody's car can be broken into.
And police say that's exactly what happened. 9 cars were broken into here, another 3 over here, and a couple more right here, all in the same area and all in one night. A total of 14 cars were broken into. Investigators say the burglars targeted areas with a lot of college students, smashing in the back windows and stealing the valuables inside.
Like iPod, GPS, loose change. So we're asking people to definitely not leave any valuables visible and to lock their vehicle.
Police say the way the cars were broken into suggests the same people are responsible for this burglary spree. They're asking residents to be extra careful.
Lock it or lose it. So if you're not locking your vehicle and you are leaving valuables visible, look at yourself to be a victim pretty soon.
I keep my car locked. Mine has alarm and everything, but I'm sure they always find ways to go around that.
Residents tell us apartment managers have been posting notes on their doors, asking them to take extra precaution. Vinicius Toussaint, GTN News, working for you.
Detectives are still looking for the burglars. Anyone with information is asked to call police.
Seth Jackson's family is saying thank you in the wake of the teen's death. The 15-year-old's mother, father, and 2 brothers wrote a letter released by the Marion County Sheriff's Office. The family is recognizing all the support they've received from family, friends, and the community. A part of the note says, even more overwhelming and so very comforting to us has been the caring concern, love, and support from not only our neighbors and community, but from persons we have never met. Seth Jackson was killed in April. 5 teens are charged with his murder.
Inmates at the Alachua County Jail are saving taxpayers money. That's according to a new report. According to the Florida Agency for Workforce Innovation, inmate work squad saved the county $66,000 since the start of the year. Inmates work on a number of projects ranging from cleaning at the Humane Society and Gainesville Housing Authority to picking up debris in Waldo.
Well, another stormy day in Gainesville.
Meteorologist Kyle Dennis joins us live from the Weather Center with tonight's First Alert weather. Staying dry, Kyle?
Yeah, you know, it's been a stormy week, not just a stormy night, but we have needed a lot of rain. We are putting a major dent in the deficit, another ½ an inch of rain officially, and we're not even quite done just yet. You can still see some lingering showers on the radar. Things are winding down now as the night progresses, but notice there's still some heavy rain off towards the south, and tomorrow I think it's going to mainly be towards the south where we're going to see that rain. We could get some here in Gainesville though as well. 93 at noontime, falling to 83 by 5 o'clock, so another comfortable afternoon. Tambry.
All right, Kyle, thanks. The defense for Casey Anthony rested its case today without the 25-year-old mother taking the stand in her own defense. Randall Pinkston has more on the final witnesses in this trial.
Casey Anthony stood to address the judge but made no move toward the witness box.
And it is your decision not to testify.
Yes, sir.
Anthony's defense attorneys then rested without calling anyone who could bolster their theory. They claim Anthony's 2-year-old daughter Kaylee accidentally drowned in the family pool, and her grandfather George Anthony helped cover it up. The only witness who came close to supporting the defense theory was George Anthony's alleged mistress.
He had said it was an accident that snowballed out of control.
George Anthony denies any affair and insists he had nothing to do with Kaylee's death. He broke down on the stand yesterday, recalling how he tried to commit suicide after Kaylee's remains were found.
I needed at that time to go and be with Kaylee.
His testimony undercut the defense because in his suicide note, he wrote he had unanswered questions about how Kaylee died. Prosecutors say Casey Anthony suffocated her daughter with duct tape, and during weeks of questioning, witnesses described how Anthony partied and lied while her daughter was presumed missing. The jury will likely begin deliberating Anthony's fate over the weekend. Randall Pinkston, CBS News.
Now, the prosecution will have about 1 day of rebuttal. Casey Anthony could face the death penalty if she's found guilty of murder.
At least 2 people have been killed during a late-night shooting in South Florida. Here you can see police on the scene of the South Block Lodge Bar and Grill in Lauderdale Lakes. Authorities say at least 10 people were also injured in the shooting. No other information has been released, but police say an investigation is underway. 2 people were hurt in South Florida when their boat caught fire in the Intercoastal Waterway. You can see the smoke and flames rising from the rapidly sinking boat just off the coast of Riviera Beach in Palm Beach County. 2 people aboard were rushed to the hospital. You can also see the rescue teams and boats surrounding the scene. The Coast Guard says the boat exploded when it was started. 1 minute it's business as usual at this South Florida market. The next, a car comes crashing through the front of the building. Here you can see where the vehicle came to rest near the checkout counters. The wreck happened after this car backed into another car in the parking lot. When the driver realized what happened, she went to hit her brakes, but hit the gas instead and slammed into the building. As you can see, the crash left a big mess behind. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Distracted driving is a deadly epidemic on America's roads, blamed for more than 20% of crashes. The youngest drivers are often the most at risk.
Yeah, now an insurance company is teaming up with the Transportation Department to provide teens with a hands-on lesson about the dangers of texting and talking while driving. As David Mattingly reports, their parents are on board with the idea.
You see it all the time. Distracted drivers, texting, phoning, attention that should be on the road.
Hey, music.
Dangerously detoured. This demonstration by Allstate Insurance showed me in just a matter of minutes that distractions from devices,
Hello?
even loud music and obnoxious passengers drastically diminished my ability to maneuver this simple course.
What was different while I was texting?
Your driving was so much less smooth. You were so rough with your driving, and at times you had to let go of the steering wheel to actually catch yourself and turn the wheel.
It's a point even the federal government is trying to drive home. Driver distraction contributes to 1 in 5 wrecks with injuries. These families are getting the message without having to take the risks. We've seen demonstrations like this before, but this one's just a little bit different because mothers and fathers are taking this course with their children. That's because teen drivers pick up their worst driving habits from their parents.
No, Mom. Oh. Whoa. Whoa!
Susan Geedy wants to break her son of the texting while driving habit before he leaves for college. It's illegal now in 33 states.
But I feel like I'm really relinquishing a lot of my control and supervision.
She can't really handle texting and driving. Get on that phone!
They're both judged on speed and safety, deliberately distracted at every turn.
All right. No, that's backspace.
Oh, you almost killed a baby!
A fun exercise, but underneath a very serious lesson. In 2009, distracted driving was involved in almost 5,500 fatalities and 448,000 injuries.
Okay, how did it go?
But when this test was over, who was the better driver on this mother and son team?
She was definitely the better driver.
Yes!
Lessons learned at a critical time. The 4th of July weekend is one of the deadliest driving times of the year. David Mattingly, CNN, Tampa.
Still ahead on GTN, we see a lot of lightning here in the Sunshine State. Why, us guys are more likely to get hit.
And we have our share of bridges here too, but nothing like this. More on the longest sea crossing bridge in the world, coming up in your Global News Now.
What will next year's Gator basketball team look like? I'm Joe Gervin, and we'll hear from Billy Donovan coming up in sports.
If you have a news tip, call GTN News at 331-4GTN or email us at news@mygtn.tv.
Every day on the news, we report stories about hungry children, people who need jobs, funding cuts for people with disabilities, cuts to education, and cuts to outreach programs for kids. Now more than ever, our community needs our help.
No child should ever go to bed hungry. That's why GTN is stepping in. You've heard us say we're working for you. We want you to know that's more than a company slogan. It's our commitment to you. We're using the power of our 4 television stations to raise awareness about the issues, and we're working with you to find solutions to these problems.
Over the next few months, you'll hear more news about our Working for You campaign. GTN plans to make an impact in these 4 areas: hunger, employment, disabilities, education, and mentoring.
Watch GTN for ways you can get involved and work with us to make a difference in North Central Florida.
To improve the quality of life in North Central Florida, the Gainesville Television Network is working for you.
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Visit historic Main Street, Alachua, and discover the heart of the Good Life community at the Ivy House, Colleen's Closet, the Garden Gallery, Flooring Solutions, Conestoga's Restaurant, Prissy Pals, Alachua Farm and Lumber, Jackson Antiques, Valerie's Loft, Bev's Better Burgers, Custom Lighting, and Main Street Pie. Main Street Alachua is waiting for you.
If you have a story for GTN News, call the newsroom now or email us at news@mygtn.tv.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Mid-Florida has been serving the children in our community for over 35 years. By providing positive role models to at-risk youth, we make a big difference, one child at a time.
My big brother helps me with school.
My big sister listens to my problems.
Help us help these children.
This great cause needs your support.
Will you be my big sister?
Working for you. GTN meteorologist Kyle Dennis with your first alert forecast.
Well, the rain today prevented us from seeing the 90s below normal today. 89 for the high. The normal high this time of year, 91, the record 100, and we picked up just under a half an inch of rain. So we have picked up now almost 4 inches of rain for the week, and we started the week with a near 7-inch deficit, so we have cut that about in half. Now we're also watching the tropics. Not a whole lot going on now, but Tropical Storm, or what was Tropical Storm Arlene, made landfall last night on the east central coast of Mexico. You can see it's pushed inland now and is weakened, so we're just looking at remnants, not even tropical depression status anymore. It was just downgraded once again. So it's not going to be a threat for us, but it is a sign that tropical season is starting to heat up. We'll have to start watching the tropics closely. 73 right now here in Gainesville, 76 in Valdosta, 71 in Cross City. Ocala coming in with a temperature of 73, so not bad. Could be a lot worse this time of year, and that's thanks to the rain. The rain has helped to cool us off once again. We're not seeing any really thunderstorms. We are seeing some lingering showers. Still some heavy rain, some downpours in southwestern Alachua County, slowly winding down, but we'll take whatever we can get. We'll take every drop of it. It's moving towards the south, this band that you see here stretching out over the Gulf, and will continue to weaken as the night progresses. We're still seeing quite a bit of rain also down towards the Orlando area, down towards Miami as well. Drying out up towards the north, though, and that's where most of the rain was coming from today. So I think we're probably going to be done with the rain for the night once this last band moves through. So future weather showing us not only seeing the rain moving out, but also the clouds moving out by tomorrow morning. So we start off with some sunshine, and tomorrow I'm thinking the rain's going to be mainly from Gainesville and points towards the south. Today we saw a lot of the heavy rain up towards the north. Looks like it's pretty dry up there as we make our way through tomorrow afternoon. So still could see some thunderstorms here in Gainesville. I think the best chance, though, will be off towards the south, maybe down towards Ocala and Marion County, which has been getting hit quite a lot this week. And then by Saturday, kind of the same deal. A lot of places towards the south getting the thunderstorms. Still a pop-up storm possible here in Gainesville as well. As we make our way through the rest of Saturday evening, looking pretty dry. So the holiday weekend not looking too bad. In fact, probably the nicest couple of days we've seen all week long. It is going to get a little bit hotter, though, without those thunderstorms around to help cool us off. Evening showers and storms tonight. We're seeing them winding down now. The last band that's moving through now is probably going to be it for the night. 70 degrees for the low temperature. We're right around that now. So temperature's not going to be dropping a whole lot overnight tonight. Not going to be changing very much. 94 for the high tomorrow. Still some scattered thunderstorms. Not quite as numerous as the last few days. And again, it's going to be mainly Gainesville and points towards the south. We'll see a south wind tomorrow at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And after tomorrow, the storms really become less numerous. So by Saturday, a mainly sunny and dry day. And any isolated storms probably going to be to the south. We could still get one them, though, as far north as Gainesville. 96 for the high on Saturday, 95 on Sunday, a sunny and dry day, and looking pretty dry for the 4th as well, 96. So it's going to be a hot one. You'll be able to get out, go to the pool, go to the beach, do some grilling. Looking good. Unless you have to work. I'm just saying. True.
Yeah.
Not us. Not us.
No, not us. You, maybe. Not us.
Kyle, thanks.
All right, thank you. When lightning strikes, it's much more likely to hit a man than a woman. From 1995 to 2008, 648 people in the U.S. were killed by lightning. 82% of those victims were male. All right, it has nothing to do with biology or hormones, and lightning doesn't find men more attractive than women. Men are just less likely to stop fishing, golfing, or hunting and head indoors when bad weather hits. That, of course, increases their risk of getting struck by a bolt out of the blue. Almost half of all lightning-related deaths involve sports or recreational activities.
Time for Global News Now. Political unrest and violent protest heat up in Greece. Protesters set fire to a post office just outside Parliament. Firemen rushed to put out the flames, but were met by hundreds of stone-throwing protesters. Public workers are outraged over the Greek government's new austerity measures, which include raising taxes on minimum wage earners. Final preparations are being made at the Royal Palace in Monaco for the marriage of Prince Albert II and his fiancée, Charlene Wittstock. The palace will be transformed for the occasion, welcoming hundreds of heads of state as well as members of international royalty. The wedding will be held over 2 days. Beginning tomorrow, there will be a private religious ceremony, then a bigger ceremony with 3,500 guests. China has opened the world's longest sea-crossing bridge to general traffic. The bridge is more than 26 miles. That's almost 3 miles longer than the previous record holder, Louisiana's Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. The bridge was built in just over 4 years at a cost of more than $89 billion. The 6-lane road bridge is supported by more than 5,200 columns and is expected to carry more than 30,000 cars a day. And that's your Global News Now.
Oh, we thought Florida had long bridges.
Yeah.
Coming up next in sports, Joe has an early look at next season's Gator basketball team.
Plus, Jeremy takes us to Daytona for a preview of Saturday night's action under the lights.
This is GTN News, working for you in Alachua, Keystone Heights, High Springs, and Chiefland.
Hi, this is Freddie Wiebe, owner of the 8 Gainesville Domino's. We're proud that you've made us the #1 pizza choice. Big reason for our success is our advertising, like our decision to partner with the Gainesville Television Network and our GTN News. Our Domino's sponsorship of Joe Gervin's GTN Sports has helped us build our brand. Bottom line, Gator Domino's and GTN News both deliver.
Thanks, Freddie. Gotta go.
Hey!
Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina.
Now over the air on Digital 9.2. Call your cable and satellite provider and let them know you want Me TV too.
30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease. So start walking for yourself. Start walking with your family. Start walking with your friends. Start a movement in your community. Start walking. Start something. To join the movement, log on to heart.org/start and help start something now.
Hello, this is Kenneth Clater, Senior Pastor of Spirit of Faith Christian Center and also the host of Faith Today. Faith Today is a powerful, life-changing program that will be seen right here on this station, NBC 9, every Sunday at 10 a.m. I want to invite you to tune in this Sunday at 10 a.m. I believe that I'll be sharing some things with you that will cause joy, hope, peace, and love to come into your heart so you can have everything that God wants you to have in your life. I'll see you this Sunday. God bless.
You're watching the 11 o'clock edition of GTN News on NBC 9. GTN Sports is brought to you by Gator Domino's.
Kids love pizza, but will they love the Domino's specialty pizza that adults want?
It's a Philly cheesesteak pizza. Come on, it's got peppers and onions.
Yeah, try it.
No.
That's for grown-ups. What's grown-up about it?
This next one's my favorite.
Cheese.
Honolulu, Hawaii.
No!
Make everyone happy. Order any large specialty pizza and you can get a medium one-topping pizza the kids will love for only $5.
Yum!
This is GTN News, working for you in Gainesville, Lake City, Trenton, and Archer.
Billy Donovan still hasn't made any decisions regarding Eric Murphy and Cody Larson after their arrests back in April. Both are in school. They're doing some workouts, but Donovan wants the legal process to run its course before he decides on their futures with the Florida basketball team. With more on the Gators Hoop Squad, here's GTN's Joe Gervin.
After that trip to the Elite Eight, the transition to professional basketball has gone pretty well for Florida's seniors. The Houston Rockets drafted Chandler Parsons, while the Detroit Pistons took a chance on Vernon Macklin, and Alex Tyus is now off to play pro ball in Israel. That got me thinking about next year's team, one that will probably feature, at times anyway, 4 guards.
We're looking forward to, this upcoming season. It's going to be a little bit of a different team, for us than it has been the last 2 years, just because we pretty much lost our entire starting front court with Tyus, Macklin, and Parsons. I thought we had some young guys that got some good quality minutes in the front court, and Patrick Young and Eric Murphy. Will you get? Our depth in the front court is probably not what it was a year ago. And probably the most experience that we have is with Walker and Boynton returning. And then Mike Rosario being here for a year sitting out, and then adding, Brad Beal, who was one of the best high school players in the country. So it's a young team that I think's got a great attitude. So, I'm looking forward to this season and working with this group of guys.
Patrick Young is in Europe right now, playing for the Team USA Under-19 squad. We'll hear from him coming up tomorrow. For now, that's what's on my mind. I'm Joe Gervin, GTN Sports.
All right, Joe, and the USA wins Game 1 against Egypt, 115-60. The USA scored the first 22 points of the game. Patrick Young of the Gators had 5 points, 8 rebounds and a block shot in 14 minutes of action. Well, like the National Football League, the National Basketball Association's owners will lock out the players. Both sides couldn't come to an agreement on a new labor deal. Players Union Chief Billy Hunter says the gap between the owners and players is far too wide, and there will certainly be a lockout when the current deal expires at midnight tonight Eastern Time. He also says both sides will meet again in the next few weeks to try and work out a new deal. All right, the Sprint Cup is in Daytona for the Coke Zero 400 this Sunday. In the season-opening 500, the drivers showed the style of racing has changed dramatically at the track. Carlos Diaz has more in this week's NASCAR Minute.
NASCAR returns to Daytona, where 2-car tandems took over the season-opening Daytona 500. This new style of racing, which led to a dramatic race with a track record 74 lead changes and 22 leaders, looks like it's here to stay.
It's the first chance that we're going to do the 2-car draft at night at Daytona. The track for the July race is traditionally a lot slicker and a lot more challenging for the drivers to get around. Obviously, with the humidity and the heat, the track slickens off quite a lot. So I expect fireworks both on and off the racetrack for the big weekends racing down there.
Daytona is what NASCAR is all about. It started there. It means so much to be able to go and compete. It's such an awesome racetrack. We've gotten close so many times. We were even close to the 500 again this year. Just one of those tracks where I want to get a win in that Cup Series someday.
Carl Edwards leads the driver standings with only 10 races remaining before the chase begins. With the NASCAR Minute, I'm Carlos Diaz.
All right, we'll keep you updated on that USA Under-19 squad, Patrick Young playing. And they're in Group D. They play Serbia next, and then they'll play China in Group Play. Hopefully advancing, the competition. Not necessarily up to snuff compared to the way the USA looks so far. But that doesn't mean they're just going to walk through the tournament.
You see one bad game and you can be in trouble.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks.
Well, something in your medicine cabinet may be under a recall. Stick around for details on that.
Plus, a promising drug in the fight against breast cancer is no more. Reaction to the FDA pulling the plug. And can't quit smoking. How text messages could help end your dependency. Next.
Wildfires can cause major economic and environmental damages.
The loss of homes, property, and even habitats may result. Florida can experience wildfires any time of the year. March, April, May, and June are typically the most active months. Escaped yard debris burns account for most of Florida's wildfires. It is important to learn how and when to safely burn outdoors. Visit your local Division of Forestry office or your local fire station to find out how you can protect yourself and your property, or visit www.fldof.com.
So you actually reward people for staying with you?
Yep, the longer you stay with us, the more you save. And when you switch from another company to us, we even reward you for the time you spent there.
Genius. Yeah, genius.
You guys must have your own loyalty program, right?
Well, we have something. Sure, Tom. Huh? You should see November.
Oh, yeah.
Giving you more. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Hi.
Hi, I just got my car insurance bill and, wow, I really need to shop for a better rate. Any thoughts?
Well, I can do two things.
Okay.
First, we'll show you our progressive direct rates and rates from our competitors. People who switch save an average of over $500 a year.
Very cool. Oh, and the second thing?
It's origami.
You just blew my mind.
Making it easy to shop and save. Now that's progressive. Call or click today.
Mode Salon. 2 locations, 1 culture. Choose your experience. Our mission at Mode Salon is to inspire and be inspired by the world around us. What makes us different? Our experience, education, and expertise. Our team has traveled nationally and internationally, bringing their experience and innovative techniques to you. Passion, reputation, organic, globally, locally. We are Mode Salon. Visit us at either our east or west location. Official salon of GTN News.
Digestion, insomnia, joint pain, irregularity. Don't resort to just living with life's common problems when Mother Nature has the cure to most ailments. Stop by Sunflower Health Foods and our knowledgeable staff will make an honest recommendation to a healthier lifestyle. We also offer Gainesville's finest selection of vitamins, supplements, sports nutrition, natural bath and body products, select groceries, and gluten-free products. Sunflower Health Foods is located in the Publix Shopping Center on the corner of 34th Street and University and online at sunflowerhealthfoods.com.
This is GTN News, working for you in Hawthorne, Ocala, Waldo, and Stark.
Tylenol is being yanked off store shelves. This after complaints of a musty, moldy smell. More than 60,000 bottles of extra strength Tylenol are being recalled. The caplets were made in February 2009. The odor has been linked to a chemical applied to wooden pallets used for storage and transportation. The chemical can cause stomach problems, but the chance of serious illness is pretty slim, according to company officials. Johnson & Johnson has recalled dozens of other products in the past year over musty odors, and you can log on to Tylenol.com for more information.
A panel of experts says the world's best-selling cancer drug should no longer be used for breast cancer patients. The FDA says it's unsafe, ineffective, and should not be used to treat cancers of the breast. Avastin's maker says it hopes the FDA does not decide to remove the drug as an option for breast cancer patients. Some oncologists say Avastin's an important option for patients.
We don't have an infinite number of therapies for these patients. In my opinion, this is a therapy that should still be available to these patients with this very serious illness.
The FDA advisors say clinical trials did not support Avastin's use, but one patient testified she's been using Avastin to combat her cancer for 3 years and asked the panel to let her continue its use to stay alive.
I'm not just a piece of anecdotal evidence. I'm a wife, mother, sister, aunt, and Grammy, and a friend, and a vibrant human being worthy of the dignity of being treated as such.
The 6-member panel's decision is a recommendation. FDA Chief Margaret Hamburg will review the evidence and make the final decision at the end of July.
A text message with encouraging words could help you quit smoking. A study out of the UK suggests smokers are twice as likely to quit when they receive motivational text messages. A group of smokers willing to quit were randomly put into 2 groups. One received encouraging texts for quitting and advice to help deal with cravings. The other received texts not related to smoking at all. As it turns out, smokers in the group getting the encouraging texts were twice as likely to quit than those in the non-motivated group. Coming up next, Kyle has another look at the holiday weekend forecast.
And the hassles of flying. Sometimes it feels like it can take forever to get to one's destination, but a recent delay slowed air travel to a crawl. We'll show you why after the break.
Working for you, on air and online. Log on to mygtn.tv for news anytime.
The Sunshine State has more than 18 million unique stories, home to a diverse population that makes up the 4th largest state in the country. Floridians will soon find themselves immersed in a process that happens just once every 10 years. Florida legislators will redraw our state's legislative and congressional boundary lines, and you will have the opportunity to start the conversation. Florida lawmakers will travel across the state, stopping in more than 24 cities in order to gather public opinion about the communities you live in. Citizens who participate in the meetings will be able to speak directly with lawmakers. To learn about public input meetings in your area and how you can use My District Builder to personally draw districts and submit your ideas directly to lawmakers in Tallahassee, as well as access My District Builder on Facebook and Twitter, visit www.floridaredistricting.org. Florida Redistricting, it's your community. Tell us your story.
Your life changes in a split second. And who cares? The insurance company? The other driver? The big company that may break the rules? For over 50 years, Avery & Smith has cared for Florida's families who have been injured. Getting you help quickly is always our first priority. I'm Mark Avra. If you've been hurt in an accident, give us a call. We can help get what you deserve. So who cares? We do.
This month on Police Beat, we'll take a look back at some of our favorite segments from previous shows as we learn about how you can make sure your children are safe on the internet.
When that child logs on, you're automatically giving thousands of potential predators access to that child.
And some helpful tips to make sure you don't become the victim of a crime. Police Beat, a presentation of the Gainesville Police Department, taking you on the other side of the badge. Sunday at 12:30 a.m. after Criminal Minds on CBS 4.
My Florida Showcase.
Gorgeous, huh?
Yeah, it's really unique.
Hitch a ride with us and get an up-close look at some of the most unique businesses around Gainesville and the people behind them.
And make sure you give me a doggy bag with some of those Kong critters, okay?
Monet.
Monet.
Wow, I love Monet.
I love Monet, too. Let Zach and Ashley show you some of the greatest places that you'll want to visit in North Central Florida.
You know, young lady, it's time for me to hop up on old Rory here and ride off into the sunset.
Be sure to catch My Florida Showcase.
This is GTN News, working for you in Newberry, Cross City, Lake Butler, and Fort White.
2009, there's a report of a turtle on the runway. Do you want to have it removed first? Sure.
More than 150 turtles caused flight delays at New York's JFK Airport Wednesday.
Yeah, sure. We want to take them off the runway first.
Camry's running out there to save it.
It's mating season, and the Diamondback Terrapins are trying to reach a sandy area across runway 4 to lay their eggs. The Port Authority says it happens every season, but some years more turtles show up than others.
And this would be one of those years.
One of those years, absolutely.
A way to go. Get the turtle off the road, save a bunch. I can't imagine. I mean, 150. Wow,
Yeah,
that must have
look
looked
at them all.
like the scene. Yeah, I know. They picked them all up. Wonder
As
who
if
gets in charge of
there
that
aren't
job.
enough delays at JFK.
Yeah,
right?
JFK always runs smoothly. Here's another one. At least this is one you know, though. You're like, well, why was my flight delayed? I don't know why my flight was delayed. It just said, well, this is like, hey, well, there's a turtle, and watched it on the news. And
Everyone understands.
yeah, it's nice. Finally a reason. So just sitting there.
I had a turtle for many years.
Maybe that was one of it.
Why am I not surprised that came up? We love you, Kyle. More storms tomorrow or no?
Yes, more storms, mainly from Gainesville and points to the south. We could still see a pop-up storm, though, here in Gainesville as well. 94 for the high. Saturday, 96, and just a couple isolated storms. Mainly, again, going to be to the south, but more sunshine both Saturday and Sunday when we'll get up to 95 degrees. And the 4th looking great. Sunny 96, good pool weather, good beach weather, you name it. 94 on Tuesday, and scattered thunderstorms return. So great timing here. We get the sunshine and the dry weather for the holiday weekend, and the storms hold off until Tuesday.
Good weather for turtles.
His name was, well, it's a long story, but his name was Steffi. I thought he was a girl, so it was Stephanie, but then
became Steph like Stefan.
Yeah.
Steffi, that's
Surprise.
it.
You're going to do it for us. Have a great night.
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and Late Night with Jimmy Fallon will be seen in their entirety immediately after this update from the championships, Wimbledon.
The ladies were back on center court Thursday, gunning for a chance at Wimbledon glory. All eyes were on the one-time teenage princess in vintage form and hoping to reclaim her throne. But the coronation isn't guaranteed.